Good afternoon, everybody. CryptoStrang here. Very honoured to have Andre back from Grizzly. Over 10 months since we had last chat when you literally just getting started. And obviously, you've had massive progress since then. Obviously, I'm on your Telegram group and I follow you on Twitter, etc. But I know at the moment it's extremely hectic. So I appreciate you coming on the channel to discuss the latest about Grizzly, because I know you've got a lot going on. So thanks again and welcome. Cheers, Andre.
Thanks for having me. I also just watched our last video and I lost some weight. I saw that.
I guarantee you that.
I was too busy working on Grizzly.fi. I couldn't eat as much as I used to before. Hey, I'm very pleased to be here back. A lot has happened in the past couple of months. The market rallied to incredible highs.
Yeah.
The market crashed. We had interesting times. And now we are finally ready to release. So we started off. We wanted to improve liquidity mining on the BINANCE smart chain mainly. And just today, so today is July 31st, Sunday, we released our long-term roadmap. So that's very exciting. So if people haven't really watched it yet, make sure to watch it. It's crazy. It's a crazy video.
I'll put the link below. I know you've done a lot of videos lately, so I will put a link below for that, and also the fair launch for the actual token. I'll put all the links below because it's important to watch, and it is fascinating, to be honest, what your plans are. And I say the roadmap is wonderful. So them links will be below.
Thank you very much. So maybe I can introduce the project a little bit, talk a little bit about what's coming up. So as I said, liquidity mining, that's our business. We have the goal to make DeFi accessible for everyone. That's our main goal. We believe that DeFi is going to change the world and that it's currently only accessible to like nerds, kind of like maybe like you and me, people who really want to go deep, people who really want to learn about that stuff. But most of the people out there, they don't really care about all these technical stuff. They just want to use it. They want to make money. They want to benefit. They don't really want to know how everything works on a technical side. So that's our goal, basically. We will launch on the BINANCE Smart Chain on the 8th of August. So that's going to be a very exciting date. The community sale is the moment where people can get their hands on the token, on the platform token. So that's going to start on the 4th of August and it's going to end on the 7th of August. It's a very unique way of investing. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No. I like the way you're doing it also because it stops the sort of whales getting involved also, and I like that fair launch video. I'll put the link below. If people watch that, you'll see a different way when it's not a typical ICO where you basically just release the tokens, then you get these massive whales, and you're then obviously going to dump it when it launches on the other exchanges. So I like that. That was very, very good to see.
Exactly. So maybe a quick recap of how it's going to work. So there is a launch pool that's open open to the public, so everyone can deposit BNBs, and it's accumulating BNBs for 3 days. After 3 days, what's going to happen is we will create a liquidity pool on the BINANCE Smart Chain on PancakeSwap, and the accumulated BNBs are used to invest into this liquidity pool, pump the token up, so it will most likely trend on all the necessary or relevant platforms like maybe CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and so on. So it will be a huge event. And then we buy the token, or the smart contract buys the token, and it distributes the tokens linearly over the course of a month. And if there is more than 500K invested in more than 500K in US dollars in BNB, then what's going to happen, it's not going to use all of the BNBs to buy the token, but it's only using a part of it. Okay. Buying the token and then adding liquidity after that. So that's going to be protocol-owned liquidity. So there will always be liquidity. And what's even more interesting is that we basically buy the token at low liquidity and people receive their tokens at high liquidity. So if people decide to sell, this sell side pressure is drastically reduced. So that's about it regarding the launch sale.
What's even more Grizzly.fi, don't you, to register your interest first, and then you're actually on that between the 4th and the 7th. You've literally got to be on Grizzly.fi. So Also, there is an opportunity to win 10,000 GHNY, which would be absolutely fantastic for the person who gets that. And obviously, there's extra incentives if you follow you on social media, etc. So again, I'll put the link below for everyone. Get on Grizzly.fi if you haven't already. Register your email address, and you'll get the access. Obviously, earlier the better.
So actually, if you want to access the giveaway directly, so as you said correctly, there will be 100 people that can win 100 tokens. So in total, we're going to give away 10,000 tokens. We expect that the token is going to spike up to about $50, maybe $60, maybe a little bit less, $40, $30, whatever. So it will be a huge giveaway. So there will be 100 people winning up to, let's say, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, maybe even $10,000. So it will be really worth it. Check it out. You can do some tasks to increase your chance of winning. So yeah, have fun with that.
We've done that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing we're going to launch. We're an aggregator, liquidity aggregator on the BINANCE Smart Chain, and we obviously think into the future. So right now we see a huge interest in Ethereum. So we're going to go live on Ethereum next. We're going cross-chain, and we will be one of the first projects that are aggregating Convex. So Convex has over $5 billion locked, close to $6 billion locked. It's currently, in my opinion, the best way to earn yields on stablecoins, on Bitcoin, on ETH, because it's based on Curve. So really interesting platform. If you don't know how it works, I highly recommend you check it out. Convex, really great platform.
I know Convex is quite complicated for someone new into crypto. If I was being honest, that is the only drawback to Convex. I do know it. It's not the easiest, if I'm being blunt, to actually get started.
True. And there we see a lot of opportunity, because the fundamental technology of Convex is amazing. If you're a little bit into crypto, a little bit into DeFi, a little bit into economics, you will love it. It's really, really insane. But as you said, it's very complex, and it's also quite funny. Grizzly.fi has, so we checked numbers in June, website visitors. Grizzly.fi had 30,000 monthly clicks, and Convex had 150,000. So only 5 times more, but they have $6 billion locked, and they're like a company that is 1 year old. So we believe that, or we thought, okay, how can this happen? And we believe that Convex has not too many users. So they have a lot of users that invest a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of smaller investors, because it's quite complicated to use. So we see huge opportunity there. We will make it easy. You have one-click invest. You can invest into Convex very easy, very in a new fresh way. Also, we will be auto compounding Convex, so you will always earn more if you join Grizzly.fi rather than investing through Convex directly. So this is going to be
huge, isn't it? Absolutely huge for a company that's relatively new, and I can see your potential even in a bear market. That is still great to see. You know, we may be in a bear market, but there's still $1 trillion tied up in crypto. So obviously it's huge, absolutely massive market. It does need the mainstream adoption for people to not be skeptical of crypto and to see the future. But as soon as you mentioned the word DeFi to a lot of people, it's like, I don't know what that means. And that's it. That's their mind.
You're right.
Oh, that's great. So your website's going to constantly develop then with all these new different protocols and part of your ecosystem. So the actual token itself, that's obviously got huge potentials. What's the actual max supply then? Is it still going to be called GHNY? I always spoke before that you couldn't do HNY because there's too many other tokens. Is it going to be GHNY?
It's going to be GHNY, yes, GHNY. That's the short form of the token. It will not have a max supply, so it will be similar to Ethereum. The minting will go down, but we will never actually stop minting. We believe that defining a max supply for a platform like us doesn't really make sense, because as soon as you stop minting, you basically can't reward any users anymore. So that's why we decided to have no max supply, but we will drastically reduce the minting over time. So the inflation will go down by a lot. So that's one thing. So as I mentioned before, we're going to go live on Ethereum. The token will probably, just estimations. I estimate that the token will launch at a valuation of around 25-50 million. So not very much. This is coin market cap number 800, 700. So even after launch, there is still a huge upside potential. We will go live on Ethereum. We will aggregate convex. We will generate fees there. These fees will be used to buy back honey tokens and distribute them among stakers. So there will be a lot of buy side pressure, a lot of attention coming to us, because we will be the easiest way possible to invest in one of the best, but also most complicated DeFi platforms out there. That's the one thing. Huge upside potential from there. But it's not the only thing on the roadmap. The second thing on the roadmap will be, we will launch our own stablecoin. It will be called the DeFi franc. So we are based in Switzerland, and we will release a stablecoin pegged to the Swiss franc. This will be very exciting.
That's a very, very solid fiat. I think people gradually will go away from the US dollar. Don't upset anyone, but I think over time, I think I might be wrong, but isn't the Swiss franc one of the most stable fiats out there? That's what I always believed. And I always said that about Tether. Everything's geared to US dollar, but that's long term. It's always been quite a worry, really, that all these stable coins are pegged to the dollar.
Yeah, and I mean, crypto people, they hate the dollar. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck the dollar. I'm invested in Bitcoin, you know. But if you're not invested in Bitcoin, you have to invest in the dollar. So we said, okay, we are a Swiss company. We're focusing on stablecoin farming. Man, that's the only logical next step. We will launch our own stablecoin. It will come with its own lending platform. So it will be similar to Liquidity or MakerDAO. You can actually borrow against collateral on our platform, and the borrowed capital is in the Swiss franc stablecoin. So this will be very exciting. This will probably be our biggest marketing move ever when we launch that. Also, what's funny, there we need a secondary token. So all the fees that are accumulated on the platform go to a token, or go to stakers of a token. And we thought, hey, does it make sense to use the honey token? But we were like, yeah, maybe not, because the branding is very different. So we wanted to split it, because we believe maybe the Swiss franc stablecoin can even become bigger than Grizzly.fi itself. So we have another token, the Moneta token. Moneta is the Roman goddess of currency. So that's quite funny.
Okay.
And what's very important is that honey token holders will receive an airdrop of this token. So everyone who's holding honey will receive an airdrop of this token, and that's the second big event.
When's that airdrop going to take place? Is that airdrop this year then? When will that airdrop actually?
Well, it will be in the next coming weeks. So we made sure to wait. Let me quickly go into focus mode so I don't get called anymore. So we made sure to start development of all this stuff already. So the DCHF, the DeFi franc smart contract, is already in audit. So we're right now auditing it. Also, Grizzly.fi on Ethereum is also currently being audited, and we believe that we can launch all of that stuff very, very quick, very, very close to each other.
Are you waiting for Ethereum 2.0 to come out, or you literally just going straight on Ethereum?
We go anyways, even if it's going to be delayed.
Okay.
So we don't really care. We don't really want to wait. We just want to be here when it happens. So we want to be here in advance. So that's one thing. We have the Grizzly.fi release on Ethereum. We have the stablecoin coming, and with both ecosystems, we want to combine both ecosystems and offer leveraged liquidity mining, because the thing is, now, if you invest in Grizzly.fi on Ethereum, you will get some LP tokens back that tell you or that tell the smart contract, hey, you can get this amount of tokens out again. So you will get LP tokens. They're like a receipt, and this receipt you can stake in. You can use as collateral on the DeFi franc ecosystem. So that way, you can actually do folding. You can invest, get LP tokens, borrow against them, invest more, use as collateral, invest again, and you can achieve a leverage effect. So we will be the first platform that offers up to 10x leverage on stablecoin pools on Convex. So I believe that through this mechanism, Grizzly.fi will become the new standard of yield farming. We will be able to pump crazy amounts of liquidity into the market, and people will be like, okay, I can go to Convex and earn 1%, or I can go to Grizzly.fi, leverage 10x, and actually earn competitive returns. On top of that, we will increase volume, we will increase total value locked, and thus increase the fees that are charged on both platforms. And both platforms, the fees of both platforms are being distributed amongst the Honey token holders. So first we do a buyback, and then we distribute the tokens to the stakers. So that way we can increase the value of the Honey token immensely.
Yeah, which in a bear market, talking about passive income here a lot, that's what I like about it. Bear market, I don't know if it's going to last, but regardless of that, to actually earn passive income. So getting in early, will the APR be very high on the staking? Is it going to gradually come down over time as obviously more released, etc.? So what's the minimum you can invest to actually get your Honey tokens? What's the minimum on the August?
There is no minimum.
Oh, okay, because I know a lot of them sort of do a minimum, whatever, $500 or whatever. Okay, that's great to hear. So once you've got your Honey tokens, you've done it on Grizzly, and then it's all on the website. You can then do the staking, etc. But obviously, Pancake Swap is going to be the volume of transactions there. It's great. Also, you got that fair launch to say to stop the whales just buying shed loads of it, as we call it, and then just dumping it. That's exactly great.
Also, there will be no sniper bots, nothing. So it will be very fairly distributed. Everyone will get the same price. So yeah, everyone can be excited for it. Everyone can look forward to it. The community launch will be insane. It will be really amazing. It will be a great opportunity in this hard market to earn money, to invest into a solid project. But for me, what's coming next, all these features, the DeFi Frank, Grizzly.fi and Ethereum, the leverage, this is insane. So I have so much confidence. I don't really care what happens on launch, if it's going successfully or not. For me, it doesn't really matter because I know what's going to come next. I understand the value that we can bring to the DeFi space, and this gives me a lot of relief.
I think once I've got my Honey tokens, I think I need to do a video on how to do the staking. I've seen your website; it looks very straightforward, and I'm sure it's going to be easy to do. But again, for newbies, that will be quite important. What's the price to get a Honey token? Is that announced yet?
It depends on how much money is invested. So depends on the volume on the launch pool.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, that's great. So you've got so much going on with all the potential. Say the stable coin as well. Obviously, your roadmap is a lot to achieve. So long, you obviously building it up for long term, longevity with this project. And I saw one of your videos, an AMA you did, was you got a big team there as well. So your team going to usually expand.
I mean, we started with 6 co-founders, and that was it. We had one developer, one front-end developer, one smart contract developer, and a designer. Now it's like 40 people working on Grizzly.fi. We have 6 smart contract developers, which is really great. We can push things a lot faster now. We have a lot of people in the marketing department. We have a lot of people in business development also that are like checking exchange listings. We're now already in talks with one serious talks with one tier 1 exchange, so a big player, and all of the tier 2 exchanges. So this will also be exciting. It will be exciting updates, exciting news. The community will grow. So yeah, I can't wait. For it to launch.
Isn't it? It's been certainly hard work, but no, I saw your videos that you got so much potential here, and I say if you just build up and constantly build up the site, I say it's just getting the word out there and people believing in crypto and obviously the Honey token. So the staking APR, do we know that yet? Is that, or that again, it all depends?
It depends. It depends how many people use it and where the token goes. But all of this more technical information, so we know how many tokens are going to be minted per block on staking. So these informations can be found on the Git book. So docs.grizzly.fi.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that link up with that below. So someone else asked me about how quick will it be on MetaMask, do an exchange on Binance Smart Chain. Would that be something we can do after it's on Pancake Swap, for example, when we can actually get the GHNY on MetaMask? Obviously, the fees are very minimal on there when using the Binance Smart Chain. Is that something soon as well?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can buy it in the community launch. You can also buy it on PancakeSwap. You can buy it on our own website. The volume is being handled on PancakeSwap. and as soon as you buy it, it automatically is added to your MetaMask. You will automatically see it. It will be there for you, to use it how you want it. Stake it and do whatever you want.
That's great. I've shown people before how to use MetaMask, but again, perhaps that's a video I need to do because some people do get a bit confused with certainly adding the token, etc. So that's great to hear. You've got a few other people sort of saying to me about the API and the staking, how long that will last, and all the different pools. Will people be able to have their own pools and invite people to their own pool, like create their own one? Or is that something we're not sort of looking at the moment?
So there will be one staking pool where people can invest in, but there is definitely a referral program. So we have a referral system. You can refer people. Maybe that's also something that would be nice for you to have your own ref link in the video description. And you and everyone who's referring people can earn up to 1% of what their referrers earn.
Oh, that's great. That's great to see as well. Blimey, it's a lot of plans, isn't it? So I say with the stable coin, obviously, can you see a lot long-term vision where you have your own sort of debit card or something like that? Is that sort of in the program for longevity again, or is that way in the future?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's a great, or it would be a great addition to the project where you can, I mean, imagine you save money, you invest your savings into Grizzly.fi, and you will be able to spend only your gains, so it would be very controllable, you know what I mean? So imagine having a debit card where you can spend the gains that you're making on yield farming, and knowing that that's money that you wouldn't have if you weren't using Grizzly.fi, you know what I mean? That would be great.
And it gives you the general usage all the time as well. So that's absolutely fascinating. I'm sure I've spoken a lot of people about my Telegram group, obviously my Facebook group as well. Obviously, I'm going to put it over YouTube, etc. So I think people really need to see the potential here, especially a still relatively new project. Obviously, you've had nearly a year of solid work.
Yeah, hard work.
So do you see the exchanges sort of later on this year, like the tier 1 exchanges? Is that? I know you say you're talking to them.
Everything that we discussed right now will all come this year. So we're not a big fan of having like roadmaps that's like, sometimes, I mean, obviously this debit card stuff would be sometime in the future. But everything that I told you guys now and told you is for this year. So we are working on this actively. It's not just an idea, it's being worked on. Also exchange listings, we have documents on the table, we need to sign them, they need to see the launch. So we have like agreements, okay, if we reach this amount of volume, we can get listed in this amount of time, So everything is already prepared. We just need to press the button, go live, and have people using it.
Wow. Okay, well, I'll certainly get myself some honey tokens. Again, I'll show people how to do it if they want any assistance. But thanks very much, Andre. Thanks for coming on, giving us this update. I can see you're extremely busy, and it's certainly going to be absolutely manic for you next week.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Cheers, Andre. Thanks very much for coming on, though. I do appreciate it. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.